Hey, great Thursday to all of you. Hope your week has gone well so far. I just want to share just a quick story with you about one of my favorite people in the whole world, and his name's Jerry. Jerry is my best friend, and I call him Cousin Jerry because he kind of sort of is my cousin in a roundabout way, but I think mainly it's because he acts like Cousin Eddie off of Christmas Vacation. He's a goofball, but I love him dearly, and he's a good friend. And I just want to give some props to Jerry today because I've been like giving Jerry the hardest time you could imagine about one of the nasty habits he has in his life, and that habit is dipping. I mean, every time you run into this guy, he had this big old, just, you know, bulging, lip because he had this crap in his mouth, and he's done it so long that it caused him some serious problems and some problems that the doctors had to take care of for him. And so it's been a serious thing. But in spite of that, Jerry has not stopped dipping. And so I have just been giving this guy crap for years about it, and it worries me. And I always tell him, like, one of these days you're going to be Jawless Jerry. And no wonder you don't have a girlfriend. You got all this crap in your teeth all the time. It's terrible. But I I was amazed the other day, about 2 weeks ago, because he came to me, and I could tell that something was just different. And he said, "I'm going to quit dipping." I said, "Okay, all right." And I can tell all of you proudly today that it's been close to 2 weeks now, and Jerry has not dipped at all. Now he chews gum like it's going out of style, but he's not dipping anymore. And I asked Jerry the other night in my living room. I said, "How'd you do it? How'd you overcome it?" And he said one word. He said, "God." That's it. And I got to thinking about that later in the evening as after he went home, and I thought about all those times I griped at Jerry and all those times I yelled at him and gave him a hard time and told him how bad it was for him and all of that. But the simple truth of the matter is that Jerry had to make up his own mind, and there's nothing I could do about that. That it was his choice, and it was his choice to allow God to help him, to allow God to change his heart so that he could overcome this addiction. And I tell you that this today, the same exact thing, that rules, people screaming at us and barking at us and telling us what to do, they don't change our hearts. God changes our hearts. And when we change our hearts, we can change anything about ourselves. You see, I'm the master at behavior modification. I've done it my whole life. I've stopped things, I've started things, I've committed to things and then failed at them, and it's because my heart wasn't in it. And when your spirit and your body are not committed to one another and not in sync, you're never ever going to have any success at something. You're always going to fail. You're always going to just fall short. So the main question today you got to ask yourself is, where's my heart? If I'm struggling with something, what am I dealing with? Then it's just a heart question. That's where you've got to start. You see, the beautiful thing about Christianity is that it's a relationship of freedom. Freedom. Not freedom to do wrong, not freedom to do what we want, but freedom to do what is right. That's freedom. And Jerry discovered that he could do what was right with God's help. That's beautiful. Paul says it like this in Galatians chapter 5. He's like, this relationship you have, it's one based on freedom. Not freedom to do what you want, but freedom to love people, to do what's right. That's real freedom. And so quit thinking about the things in your life and the things you got to stop, and oh, I got to check this off my list and stop doing this and stop doing that, and start thinking about what you can do right. Change the way you think. Think about it differently, and I think it'll make all the difference in your life. I love you all, and I hope you have a great, great day. And as always, I ask that you would be the church. Thank you.